have a lot of ashtrays.
7:04, Tuesday, May 21st. Welcome everybody to the Pownal, Vermont Planning Commission meeting. This is our regular meeting. Our agenda this evening is, we'll be looking for approval of this agenda, which I'm reading. We'll look for approval of the regular minutes of April 16th, 2019, our prior meeting. We'll do a quick review on a previously discussed topic on the rules of procedure. And then I'll entertain public comment. We'll go over the mail quickly, and then we were supposed to have Mr. Jim Sullivan here for a review of the bylaws, and I have not talked to Jim in the last 3 weeks, so I'm not sure that he is going to make it, unless he's going to be a few minutes late. We have no new business as of yet. I would like to add to new business with the board's permission, Hazard Mitigation Committee, and also physical copies of town plan. So that's more like input. And just to let you know what the Hazard Mitigation Committee is, that Michael Walker and Michael Batcher are doing updating the town's hazard mitigation plan, and they are asking for a volunteer from each board to sit in on, I think it'll take 2 or 3 more. Fred, you were on that, right? We'll ask, when we get to that, I just may have a question or two for you, if that's okay.
I don't have much to say about it.
Oh, okay.
I'll do the best
You're
I
not?
can.
Okay, all right.
Jumping in
Well,
volunteer?
make something up if you don't
I'll
know.
make something up.
All right, do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
I'll
Okay.
second it.
We gotta, okay, well, since it was a tie, the first tiebreaker will go to Jim, and Michelle, second it. All right, let's take a few minutes and read the April 16th minutes, please. Did everybody get a copy? You sent copies to everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're all pretty much prepared on this. Approved.
Were approved.
They were.
Okay,
March
I just-
26th ones were.
I've got to, can you stay with me 5 minutes after just so I can get you to sign it?
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think you signed off on it.
Yeah, I think I have to.
Can you refresh my memory what the clerk of the planning board needs to be doing?
Well, the clerk,
What do I need to do?
are you the clerk, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I have a
had
handbook
totally
about that
forgotten.
thick that I'll go over with you. Yeah.
I'm still struggling to get through the
Because-
town plan and memorize it.
It's basically a title.
That's what you thought you
If
said.
You get it to you.
if Jessica, since we have a professional secretary, the clerk will have very few duties. We're supposed to put down respectfully submitted by Jessica Witherall and Megan Randall, clerk.
Do I get a stamp?
We'll
She can give it
talk.
to you.
We'll talk about that when we renegotiate your salary. So the state law requires that a planning board has a chairman and a clerk. So we're just filling in that. Yeah.
And you also have a vice chair.
I asked for that as
Okay.
a formality, so someone
Okay.
in my absence could take over and run these things. Anybody can run them, by the way. It doesn't matter if I don't show, Sid doesn't show, it will go to the clerk. No, it can go to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can call a meeting to order as long as there's a quorum.
And then meeting's adjourned.
Yeah. And then you can say, let's table everything.
You're my kind of chair.
Okay, all right, all right,
But
all
it's-
right.
We've done it.
Everybody had a chance to review all of the minutes from April 16th. If so, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second that. Oh, I so moved.
Second.
Okay. Megan made the motion, Jim second. Any further discussion? If none, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. The motion then does not carry, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4 of people who were here. Mike Slattery was here, Jim Winchester, Megan Randall. Ron, you were here
Yeah.
for that. You're abstaining? You don't want to vote on that?
Just to pass the minutes?
Yeah, I'll vote on
So you want
that.
to
Take
change?
back my abstention.
And so we have a yay vote from Ron. Okay. And Michelle was absent, so.
I know you were trying to hold up my
Okay, so they pass.
clerkship,
so-
Just trying to
which
get
you
the clerk
nominated
involved.
me for.
Just make
Yes,
sure.
please, that would be
Yeah, I
great.
nominated you.
Yeah, fake.
All right, thank you. John?
Hey, John.
We have to go over in the new rules, how we find people that are late for their first official meeting.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just kidding.
You skipped page
Kidding,
3
John.
of 4.
Skip page 3 or 4?
Yeah, wasn't that a page of the minutes? The bylaw discussion?
Yeah, it's
It's in
two-sided, isn't it?
It's in
there.
It was in there.
Oh, all right, we just whipped through it, okay.
No, I've got it. You guys should all have it. Yep.
Let's give John this,
Yeah.
the stuff in Sid's packet, I think.
Oh,
Good, so-
Yeah.
oh.
And for the second time, welcome
Thank
to the Planning Commission, John. I got it. I hope this is the official welcome here. That,
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 on the list is to review and vote on the rules of procedure. We've talked about these at the prior 2 meetings. Everybody's had a copy of them. I'll open the floor to discussion if it's needed. If it's not needed, I'll entertain a motion to pass them. All right.
Making a motion to accept,
To approve?
approve.
We have a motion
I'll second
by
it.
Michelle to approve. We have a second from Jim Winchester. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
All right,
Aye.
I abstain.
John abstains. Yeah, you weren't here for that last one, so. Okay, 1 abstention, 6 yeas. Fred, we're up to the public comment part of the program. You're just observing tonight? Can't you say it out? Well, we're pretty informal tonight because I don't think our guest is here, so if you want to chime in on something else, just put your hand up, okay? And-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right. Let's go over the mail.
you know what we found out about that.
So is anybody else going to the BCRC's annual meeting tomorrow night besides me? It's fascinating stuff. I think we all missed the deadline, by the way. But I am going to go because there is a presentation by Joe Minicozy. Joe's a principal of Urban 3, where he imagines new ways to think about and visualize land use, urban design, and economics. So I thought that would be interesting. If you want to call the BCRC tomorrow morning, it starts at 5 in the afternoon. It's a buffet, so they might still accept this late if anybody wants to go and hear this guy. We have in our budget continuing education. This will qualify as continuing education, so you'd have to bring up a check for $35, but you'd be reimbursed. You just get a receipt or whatever from the BCRC. So I'll be there at 5 o'clock. And if nobody else comes, I'll take copious notes, okay? But there. Okay, the town of Williamstown sent another hearing notice. It was last Thursday, May 16th, and it was appearing before the Board of Appeals, petition for Dan Jimmy for an administrative appeal of the issuance of a building permit to Philip Besnard for construction of a single-family home on White Oaks Road. So White Oaks Road, as most of you know, borders Vermont. That's why we get the majority of these things. And we've already missed it, but I felt obligated to let you know.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah.
You glad? Oh, here,
Yeah.
Barbara, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Stuff I couldn't see you.
I just
piled so high.
I just really like to be informed, you know.
Yeah, just
so-
stay informed.
Yeah. So those sorts of things are like right at the top of my list.
I know that.
Yeah.
Especially when they're past the deadline.
Especially when they're past time.
Yeah, especially when they're past time.
Right.
It's too late to do anything.
No,
about it.
I know right where you. That's why I waited till now to
Yeah.
read it. I felt the
Thank
same
you.
way. I don't know what this is. Here's a deadline, Tuesday, June 11th. This is Spring Planning and Zoning Forum. Oh, no, here's one we could all go and bond over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this workshop's designed for all municipal officers involved in the local planning and development review process. So this would be for the DRB too, okay?
When is it?
Oh, was it
DRB,
last month?
ZBA members, I don't know. Tuesday, June 18th. Megan, you'll love this. It's at Lake Maury. But here, I'll pass these around, and if
You're not going to go?
I just checked my schedule, I will go. I mean, that's why I put in that budget
Yeah.
to
You'll
try and
also
encourage
learn
people to
what
go.
legislative changes may affect marijuana regulation at the local level.
It's the only reason I'm going.
Yeah.
If they could ever
It's
decide
dead.
anything.
It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead for the season.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
till January at least.
everybody's home, right?
They're,
So-
no,
Yeah.
they haven't passed the budget yet. It's dead.
Well, I apologize on number 6, guest Jim Sullivan, review of the bylaws. I dropped the ball there. I should have told Jessica to include him in on all of our emails and warnings for the meeting, et cetera. And I will call him. I'm going to see him tomorrow night at that dinner and say, "Where were you?
Leave me hanging.
Come on." So my fault. So we really get another 4 weeks. He had asked us, John, at the last meeting. We just had a very preliminary discussion about looking at the bylaws, reviewing the bylaws, and he just wanted each member to start looking at sections 2 and 3 of the bylaws, and
Oh, of the
yeah,
bylaws.
of the bylaws first. And he wanted us to go back and also review the town plan on housing and economic development. And you'll see some of the action plans say review bylaws on such and such, for, and that's the jumping off point for
So,
us.
but how can we look at those bylaws when we don't have a copy of them?
You can get one from Julie.
Yes, there are copies here.
Yeah. But yeah, the big thick one of them is.
I would have liked very much to have these posted online, and when we're done with them this time, they will be posted online, including the application process for land development or any building projects. So, yeah, so that's another thing that we've got to do too. I think that even if we make rough copies, meaning not bound and stuff, of the bylaw book, everybody here particularly should have that. I know all the DRB guys have them. And I used to have them until I gave mine out last time. I don't know where it is. But we should probably make some copies, at least for these members, as we're going through that. I'm 99% sure I gave it to Jim Sullivan for him to take, and I think he was going to bring it back tonight. So
Jessica, I have one already, so don't make a copy.
you're good with that. Anybody else? Ronnie, do you have one? Copy of the bylaws and zoning,
I have a copy.
The spiral book?
the subdivision, yeah.
I got it. I don't have it with me.
No, that's okay.
You don't have it up
Just as
here?
long as you have it, though, just as we're going through the changes.
Memorized.
You have it
I
memorized.
didn't memorize it either.
John, do you have one from the
I've been trying
DRB?
to, but it's tough.
I had a print, original print,
Boring to read.
back when I came to that one meeting. I had that print done. You handed me one. But other than that, I don't have anything
At the DRB?
Yeah, that's the
Uh,
only one that we have. It's
The
an old
planning
one.
Yeah, that old one. that's what I have.
Yeah, not the town plan, but the DRB. Or, excuse me,
The
the
bylaws.
subdivision regs and bylaws. Yeah,
Right.
all right.
So I get the 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people already have them?
Maybe I'll make 5 just to have a couple on hand in case.
That's a good idea.
Well, and, you know, I
Michelle
mean, when
said-
people come here to the office too, I know Julie will give them a copy or two, but, you know, in this process, we're probably gonna be using all the copies we have, so. All right. Under new business, as I mentioned before, Michael Batcher and Michael Walker are looking for a volunteer to sit on the Hazard Mitigation Committee. That committee, John, are you on it? You on the hazard? It's the only committee you're not on, by the way. You got to draw the line somewhere, right?
What's
The,
starting to argue?
the town has a hazard mitigation plan currently, I believe, right? Fred, Ron?
Yeah.
We do, and this is an update of that plan. So my understanding of it is, I went to a meeting like 3 years ago in Nelson, and it's just that. It's Joel is on it, Dave Odell is on it.
Joel, like Burrington?
Joel Burrington, I'm sorry. And I think Michael Walker is either a member or he runs the meetings. I'm not sure. Michael Batcher from the BCRC runs these meetings, and so he's the one gathering information about how to update our hazard mitigation plan.
So hazard mitigation is like flooding
What
and
roads will wash out and where, and what culverts need changing, and Fred, is that pretty much your understanding?
I
Yeah.
think the last one I went to, they
what am I
mentioned a little bit
ashmores?
about maybe
Not
Wait,
trees in the
Megan,
road.
hang on.
upsizing some culverts or something like that.
Okay.
possibly.
Right. So I think anything water, wind, fire, they need to know, you know, from everybody's perspective, what constitutes those hazards and how we try to mitigate the impact of those. So would anybody, and I think this is monthly? Well, it didn't even really get off the ground, did
That
it?
really is sputtered.
So that's why they're really trying to get it going now, and there's some motivation to get that going. So I don't have time for another committee. Would anybody like to sit on that? It literally is once a month, and it's not going to be forever. It's just going to be till this thing is done, updated, and then the committee would disband. I don't have an estimate as to how long that would take. Don't everybody rush at once to.
We don't know when it is, what night.
Nobody knows that.
Well,
now.
and so how
Jim
could you
will
make
do it.
plan? I could do it, I don't care. But I'm just saying, I don't know when or where, you know.
Oh, Michael Walker will find that out,
Oh,
because
I
I
know
asked him
Michael
that
Walker.
question.
Yeah.
I said, when is this, so that I can tell everybody? And he said,
But it's-
we need the committee first, and then we're gonna, as a committee, decide what night is best for
It's
everybody.
Joel and Craig Odell.
Craig,
and,
not Dave. Yeah,
no,
Craig Odell.
That's all right, I just wanted
Yeah.
to correct you there.
Thank you on the camera.
But, no,
If you could,
I said, I know all those people, it's just when and where.
we'll find that out.
Yeah.
Does this mean you're officially gonna put your hand up and say, I'll do it?
I nominate.
I nominate.
Jimmy
We don't need a
Johnson.
nomination.
No,
We
you
just
might
need
not
him to
lie,
say,
you know.
This is a volunteer thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah.
strictly.
Jump in there.
But,
We
but
can
by
the
the
rest
way,
of us step back.
by the way, Randy, I was willing to nominate somebody if they didn't volunteer. So, well, I think somebody who knows every inch of Pownal,
Yeah.
be
No, I
honest.
mean, these guys are all just
and
when and
you
where,
all
you know.
your
Yeah.
experience.
No,
Yeah.
they're good, they're good.
Okay, excellent. Would you let Michael Walker know that he'll be the newest member of the Hazard Mitigation
Absolutely.
Committee?
So it's not Dave Batcher, it's somebody else, Odell.
Oh, it's
No,
Craig
I'm
Odell.
sorry.
Craig
It's
Odell?
Craig Odell is one of the. He's head of the fire district, right?
Well, he's head
He's
of
our emergency
emergency and
management.
management person.
Right. Yeah.
So in
Okay.
case anything happens,
Yeah.
also he's in the fire department and rescue. squad.
That's right. That's right. But you mean just for your notes? But
Yeah.
Michael Batcher of the BCRC is coordinating the update of the whole plan.
Michael
Yeah.
Batcher or Dave Batcher?
Michael
Michael.
Batcher.
Okay.
And he'll be, I'll go over these with you when we're done, but he'll be meeting with this committee to update it. So, okay, the only other thing that I have, before I open it up to you guys to see if you have anything, is Who wants copies of the town plan? Because we have a thumb drive with it on there.
I'd like a complete updated.
Yeah, another update.
2,
I thought I had
I'll
one.
take
3.
one. Update.
Ronnie, you want one?
I've got one at
think
the
I
store,
got
haven't
one.
I? And that's up
Okay.
I mean, how updated
Well, we just-
is
So,
it from
Julie.
last
Well,
month?
I'll have to
I'll
ask
tell
her.
you what the update is.
Well, I can
now.
always turn it back in. I already have one.
Yeah, or just leave it here if we need an extra one.
I
So
think I got
that's
one, but I
Yeah, I don't have one.
well, but this is see the
May
adopted May
15th.
15th,
So it's-
2018.
right, yeah.
You got one now
You
that
got
we
one
just
now.
adopted the energy section. So
So we
you
need-
have a whole new section in there, and you have a new
Says
3.2.5
that stuff in there.
regarding
I wrote it.
village designations. So let's
I
get
mean, yeah, I updated that.
everybody one.
Done.
So you need a May 2019.
I don't really need it.
Yeah.
I wrote all over this one.
Yeah, you have to memorize it, and there's going to be a
There's gonna
quiz
be-
at the next meeting.
I
So-
highlighted everything.
I don't have one, so you can look at mine.
All right, so let's do that, and why don't we also check with the Economic Development Committee wanted a couple of copies, so we've got 9 people here, and you, if you want one to refer to it, that's 10 copies. Economic Development Committee has 9 people, but some of them have copies, and some asked for it to be sent electronically to them. So let's get 5 more copies, that's 15. And we currently have how many DRB guys? Like 5?
8. Oh, there's 8. 7 or 8. Well, we got 2 vacancies.
So why don't we get 20 for now,
20?
like you and I talked about?
Okay.
20 bound copies,
20.
leather bound.
Leather bound.
Names on it.
Well,
On
You blow the
we
parchment.
have a lot of money left in our budget.
Vellum.
No, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would go over. When you're
No.
not here, they'll
No,
take it out on
no,
me.
no, yeah.
No,
Who told you to get
we
leather?
won't allow that.
All right. So I'm sorry that we're gonna have to cut it short tonight. I know that's killing everybody.
It hurts
We
us.
have to cut it short.
I'm taking that.
But
So section 2 and 3 he wants us to
just start reviewing sections 2 and 3. Michelle, some of the stuff he talked about was performance standard approach to changing the bylaws, getting rid of that huge grid,
Yep.
you know, with all
Yeah.
and making it, he talked about plan unit development under cluster subdivisions, which kind of frees things up a little bit more. And a lot of this is based on promoting economic development. So, we don't want to give away the store and get rid of all bylaw stuff, but we want to make it, we want to encourage economic development and make it as easy as possible for people to come here and do this. Fred?
I watched the meeting when Jim Sullivan was here, and I know he did mention form-based,
Yes.
and I heard that a few times over the past year. But you just said performance-based? Is
Yes,
that
but he
what-
also talked about form-based standards too. Yeah.
So which way are you?
I haven't even given it any thought yet. These were just things off the top of his head and what he's seen in Manchester. Shaftesbury and North Bennington just redid this, incorporating some of these new approaches to bylaw, subdivision, reg, and land use. It's to make it as simple as possible rather than that great big.
The grid is like, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. And part of the problem is when people appear before the ZA and then wind up in front of the DRB, it can take months. It can take months. And it's not necessarily, it's more user friendly than it used to be. I worked in 2011 with Dan Monks up in Bennington to try and make the application system smoother and better. And at that time, that was the best we could do. I think we can do better now, just based on the experience that we've seen at the DRB level as to what really needs to be done. Because when people have to come back 2 and 3 times, or they have to pay additional fees, I don't think it's good. I don't think it speaks well. There has to be a smoother, better way. That would be the goal. So let's start looking at those for the next meeting. If there's no more business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Barbara? All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
All right. Thank you all for coming up. I appreciate it.
So the